Batsman is Babwa comes in, good striker of the ball. He won't face the batsman cross while the ball was in the air, and well, the partnership broken. Point that it was making just before it was, as if Powell and Ganga could stay together, but they won't now. Powell is gone. It's a beautiful delivery, playing defensively, which is very rare in 2020 cricket. There's that shot, as you say. Bishop definitely stopped on him.
It's a good catch, because we've seen so many of these catches not held on to in the deep in this tournament. But it was a bad delivery. It really was.
So McGarrell was taking over from Nagamutu. A lot of experience out there a while ago. Nagamutu, McGarrell, Powell, Ganga, players who have been in regional cricket for the better part of a decade.
Oh! Yes, big one, yes, guys, come on!
Reach for that, playing defensively. Nerves and Babwa here, but he is a very good striker of the ball. Good aggressive player, Babwa. But he's dealing with an experienced campaigner in Neil McGarrell.
Come on, guys! Come on, guys! Come on, guys! Come on!
That's a top over from McGarrell. 87 for 4, known to his teammates as the Beast. Certainly is doing no favours for Trinidad and Tobago. Top over from McGarrell, his first one. Trinidad and Tobago 87 for 4 with 7 overs remaining.
Once again losing a couple of wickets around the 5th and the 7th overs, and then over number 9. So one and over number 13. So Trinidad and Tobago will reflect and think they've lost too many wickets in that little bunch of overs, and they just slow their progress a little bit.
Very difficult to get the ball away here. Just quietening the Trinidad and Tobago supporters in the crowd, and it is the biggest crowd we've had so far. Vantage points are very scarce. In between the foliage,
come on, guys.
Standing on walls, anywhere they can get. Say the capacity here would be 4,000. Well, when they're crammed in like that, it's very difficult to estimate the size of the crowd.
One. Well done. Good cricket, guys. Come on, guys. Come on.
And of course, for the semi-finals and the final
come on, guys. Come on.
Entry, there was an entry charge. There wasn't for the earlier matches.
One.
Now, will they come for a second?
Try him out. Good cricket. Back up there, please.
No, they won't. In fact, they return hits the stumps. But the crowd we've got here this evening, crowds we've had all the way through, giving verification to the impact of the Stanford 2020 tournament. 2020 cricket all over the world really has made a tremendous impression. Semi-finals and final of the English 2020 Championship. Completed yesterday to a full house. That'll go away. So that'll relieve a little bit of pressure for Trinidad and Tobago. It goes for a boundary to Babwa. 14 overs gone, 6 remain, 94 for 4.
A little bit of a two-paced nature about the pitch. Made an assessment early on about some deliveries keeping low, but generally Random got the ball to carry nicely. The spinners have turned the ball as well, so it does take some concentration batting on it, but that is a good shot by Babwa going up and over.
coming for 2 for this. That ball was just a little bit short. It took an hour to get to the batsman. Ganga just had to wait for it. Ball just very sluggish off this pitch. They come for 1. Was there an edge onto it? There wasn't. Leg by signalled. 97 for 4 as we go down to Mike Hazeman.
If thanks, guys. This is something that's going to interest you. I'm sitting next to Matt here now. Matt's flown in from the UK, obviously today, and is now at the game. Matt was at the 2020 final in the UK yesterday at Nottinghamshire, which was a very tight one.
Very tight indeed. Somewhat controversial. Last ball perhaps should have been called a no ball, and if it had been, then Nottinghamshire had a chance to win the game.
Okay, so that would have been very tight indeed. We know these games can get very tight. But let's compare the atmosphere there versus here. Surely there's no comparison.
Absolutely none. I mean, for a start, it's warmer. And I would say the atmosphere here now is comparable to how it was when the last ball was being bowled last night. Already, we haven't even finished the first innings.
Yeah, and that's been going since ball 1. I've been out and about in the crowd, so it really has been quite remarkable. Okay, Matt, who are you supporting?
Trinidad.
Okay.
And yeah, that came up yesterday as well. We had Darren Goff came and was sitting in front of us in the stands yesterday, and we were talking about the Stanford tournament and comparing with the English tournament, and then he asked me who you're supporting, and I said Trinidad. He said no, today.
we can't fault you. You're messing it up. But thanks for your time, Matt. Thank you.
Yeah.
I've got to tell the commentators, boys, just up on the top there, the ground staff are just getting a bit agitated at the moment. Now, just in front of me here, hopefully we're not going to have any more interruptions, and let's keep our fingers crossed. There was only a light sprinkle before, and let's hope if anything happens, it's going to be the same. That's just burst through. Just a half stop. And saved 2 runs. Back to the commentators.
So that raises 100. Yeah, Hazy, 101 for 4, 5 overs remain. Yeah, we've been really lucky in this tournament. It is the start of the rainy season in the Caribbean. Should be ready right into the rainy season now in August. And we've only had 1 match which was washed out, Trinidad and Tobago against Barbados, which was replayed the next day without any interruptions. And only 1 other match in which the Duckworth Lewis system had to be brought into effect, and that was the match between Grenada and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So we've been really, really lucky with the weather. So 101 for 4 with 5 overs remaining. Yeah, I don't think we saw that yesterday at Trent Bridge, somehow. Oh, might have. And we'll change commentators now for the last 5 overs of the innings. Martin Nicholas, and he'll have Jeffrey Dujon beside him.
If you had seen it, Coase, they'd have been cold. It's been a hot summer in England, but not in the last week. Right, Darren Ganga, what do you got? It's a case of Ganga seeing Trinidad to something substantial here. Anything in the 150 region is really good at this stage. However, we're going to go off the field. That's too much rain. I think that's reasonable. I thought they were a bit hasty first time up, but that's more than just a heavy drizzle. That's sweeping across this fine cricket field here. There's a strong wind, so that should blow away most of the threatening crowds. The feeling was that we'd have exactly this, little bursts of heavy drizzle that would just frustrate us rather than curtail the whole thing. Play till midnight, so we've got a fair way to go, yeah? But it's not what you want, because it completely destroys everybody's rhythm. Very frustrating. Probably worse for the batsman, that old cricket phrase. Rain never came to help the batsman, dude.
No, it never did, Mark. It's coming down with fair intent. Another interruption. But another opportunity, with the last 5 overs just beginning for both teams to rethink maybe. Guyana to try to restrict Trinidad and Tobago to as small a score as possible in those 5 overs, and for Trinidad and Tobago to try and get as many as they can. Bowling, Guyana, it's 2 wickets for Crandon, standing out. It was a bit expensive, but those 2 wickets slowed things up a bit. Yona Ryan coming on, and in 3.1 overs he's gotten a wicket again. as he normally does, and one for McGarrett.
With the score at 102 for 4, the cover's on, frustration for everybody, so let's take you back through the highlights of the play so far.
So we have the two champions of the West Indies against each other here in the first 2020 tournament. Yeah, I think the nerves showing here from these two batsmen. They're trying to cross all every delivery. This is not what we saw from Perkins earlier. But he's clobbered that wide of mid-on.
Yeah, that's wonderful use of the feet. And pitches on the top of the side screen. Now there's some natural talent for you. The best of William Perkins.
And he's given him, as soon as we talked about bounce, one kept a bit low. Oh, it's gone. I say good control of length, also good control of line. Crendon has brought something to the party for Guyana. And that's it away. Picked the gap nicely. Good shot. Very clever shot from Ganga.
It's not going to be too long. It's very important that we also get a wicket within the next 4 overs or so.
And is that gone? He's found the angle, and Perkins is going in one direction, back to the pavilion. Well done, Tall.
Guyana has a lot more experienced players than the up.
Oh, there's one down. He's dropped it. It was hit very, very hard indeed. Darren Ganga. Bang! 6! Take half a dozen. Ricardo Powell, and the umpire has put a set of horns on that one. What a fine blow that is.
Here's McGarrett. And that's down to long on. Imran Khan takes the catch with perhaps the worst ball we've seen for the evening. That'll go away. So that'll relieve a little bit of pressure for Trinidad and Tobago. It goes for a boundary.
Let the boxing begin!
102 for 4 then, with William Perkins 32, Darren Ganga 24, the best of the Trinidad and Tobago batsmen. Great disappointment for everybody not to see Kieran Pollard perform as he did in the semi-final. And I think they're probably just below par. Having said that, this pitch is much slower than anybody thought it would be, and if you take the pace off the ball, I don't think it's that easy to score. Mike Hazeman is ready for it.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. I'm with Albert Smith, who's the coach of Guyana. Albert, for a game that's worth so much cash, you're just looking so relaxed.
Yeah, I think we have a lot of confidence in ourselves. We've played a lot of games against Trinidad over the years, and this is a much weaker team compared to our team and our performance. We're not taking things for granted, but we know once we play to our potential that Trinidad can beat us.
I must point out the good news is, of course, that the covers are off now, so it's not going to be too far away from starting. You must be very happy right now in this position.
Yes, of course. We did a lot of overtime work in our planning as a team, that we know most of the guys play in Trinidad, and we've been working very, very close to our plan here.
Okay, so not much time left. What's Ronnie said to you during the rain break?
Well, he said we had some discussion about the bowlers probably might switch in here and there, and we're looking at our overall target for Trinidad was between 130 and 140.
Okay, well that's low, it's brave, and it looks like you might get close.
Yeah, we're working towards that.
Okay, so what's the plans? One thing you guys have done, you've mixed up the pace very well tonight.
Yeah, we've realized in this competition, once you vary the pace, the kind of play the batsmen, you know the player, you obviously have problem with them.
Okay, Albert, thanks very much for your time, and good luck for the rest of this innings.
Thanks very much, I will need a good luck.
Yeah, okay, let's go back to the commentators.
I think both teams are as confident as each other, actually. Shazam Babwar on strike to Deanna Ryan, whose performance throughout the tournament has been excellent. How's that for a stroke to come back into play for? What a start after the rain break.
This was really well hit. The minute it left the bat, he knew it was gone.
An attempt at more of the same. There'll be a touch of dampness in the outfield that might make the ball just a little slippy, a little greasy to cling on to. But I don't think things will change. I still maintain that anything at 150 is a good score on a pitch that's probably lost a lot of its life from going back, say, 2 weeks in the tournament. This is the first time that Dion Ryan will go for more than 29. He's bowled so well throughout the tournament. His best figures 3 for 26, but never more than 29 in his 4 overs. Dude, that's pretty good bowling.
Certainly has been, and he's been very effective. He's always made something happen when he's come on to bowl.
Well, oh, hello, LBW. Now, the issue as far as Butler is concerned is, can that ball pitch in line between wicket and wicket and go on to hit the stumps from the angle he's bowling it, or did it pitch outside leg stump?
This should be interesting. Tried to reverse sweep it, but where did it pitch? Looked to have pitched outside leg, and looks from here to have been missing off stump.
Unless, only thing I can think of, is it feasible that Clancy Mack, the umpire, says, okay, if you want to play a reverse sweep, I'm going to view you as a left-hander, and therefore that ain't your leg stump, it's your off stump.
No, that's interesting. That's very interesting.
We could fill a bit of time talking about it, couldn't we, dudes? These days you don't get enough time in these 2020 games.
You certainly don't. Well, the new batsman is
Dennis Ramdin, this gifted wicketkeeper batsman who's made such an impression since he emerged on the scene, well, not long ago, I was going to say a couple of years ago. In international terms, it's barely that, and immediately he's helping his captain to a swift 2. Darren Ganga, I said it a moment ago, he's the key man. We've seen a great range to his cricket, not just in the way he thinks about his cricket, but the way he bats.
Needs to be there at the end, Darren Ganga. To lead from the front, to direct things. 113 for 5.
I had a chat with Narendra Nagamatu. He said this is the year of the older cricketers. You don't worry about 2020 cricket. He said those of us with years can still play. However, he's been nailed over extra cover for 6. If Williams Perkins has played the straight drive of the day, that is the biggest expression by any batsman thus far. What a strike!
First ball he's faced. But why would Nagamutu want to flight at this point in time? Got exactly what it deserved.
Almost read by Dinesh Ramdin. Wonderful, full follow through too. Some talent. Now Nagamutu a bit flatter that time. He might be more experienced than most, but he didn't look it with his first ball to Ramdin. Into the 17th over, 120 for 5, a rate of 7.2.
And that's good running, especially by Ramdin. Took off immediately.
Seems to have been hard to drive the ball. Certainly hard to drive it on the up. I've seen that many half volleys bowled, but it just looks kind of as if the ball is staying in the pitch a bit. Therefore not that easy to score quick. 12 off that, Nagamutu over. We've seen the end of the other line, who bowled really nicely, 4 overs, 2 for 36. Ganga will be saying we're at explosion time here. With 3 overs left, we've got to think in terms of passing 150.
They'll have to score a 10 and over to do that for these last 3 overs.
Neil McGarrell's got the odd ball to spin. In fact, the first ball he bowled ripped past the outside edge. Another vastly experienced cricketer. Played Test cricket, of course. And in a more orthodox vein than a lot of slow bowlers in this and all 2020 cricket around the world, bowling left arm around the wicket and getting enough revolutions on it to pass the bat on occasions. So many captains in 2020 cricket use experienced bowlers at the end, old heads who've seen it all before and don't panic, because, I mean, it is panic time, isn't it? We're talking frenzy now. 3 overs of frenzy. Ramnaresh Sarwan making little adjustments in the field will be reasonably happy with the way things have gone.
His main task now, McGarrell, would be to restrict these batsmen from using their arms. Doesn't want to give them too much room, wants to bowl straight, force them to hit straight down the ground, or play across and give him a chance to get a leg bit for a decision or to hit the stumps.
Which is exactly why Diorarayan bowls his flat off breaks from around the wicket. Crisp hit and beats the man. That might be the skiddy surface. The ball just pitching and shooting. Might have just been a touch carry. So another super stroke from Dinesh Ramdin. Sorry, it was Darren Ganga, I apologise. Equally classy. And that is maximum. Now, this is what the doctor ordered. Clancy, you've got to lift those arms, boy, because we have maximum. Up she goes.
Lost it completely. That was the one before. Didn't get to the pitch. Just whipped it away. This one down the pitch and hitting beautifully straight down the ground there in Ganga. 17 of the over so far. 2 balls to go.
You've no option from left arm around the wicket to fire the thing in at the toes. This ain't the time to be lobbing it up. 5 wickets in hand, there's no pressure on the batsman. The batsman can swing free as he likes. That's exactly what Darren Gang is doing. He's got a 44 from 30 balls, 3 4s and 2 6s in that innings, striking at 146 for 100 balls faced. What's McGarrell got now? I like it.
Seemed to be angled down leg. Innings by Darren Ganga could be the one that sets this game up for Trinidad and Tobago. That's over his head. It's going to be 4 more. Expensive over from McGarrell. 22 off it.
Well, if we look back at this game of cricket, knowing that Trinidad and Tobago have won $1 million, we might look at that over and say it's the one that changed it. Awesome over is dead right. Awesome over if you're wearing red, white and black.
Just opened the face of that and sliced it. Just high enough to beat the man at backward point.
Well, I saw Dinesh Ramdin.
5.
Apologies, dudes. I was going to say I saw Dinesh Ramdin impress against the Australians in Australia. One of the young cricketers that really came to the fore. He's got the temperament and he's such a natural timer of the ball.
Well, that score of 150 is no longer an issue for Trinidad and Tobago. They'll get that and more. All due to the efforts of this man.
Expensive drop when he had 16. Caught and bowled by Singh Dianarang. You know, you'd probably say had to be taken. I know it's easy to be critical, but if you play cricket for $1 million, you want to cling on to your catches.
They get more expensive when the stakes are that high.
Desmond Haynes said he's thinking of coming out of retirement.
It would suit you to come out of retirement just to lose this game.
Into the 19th over. 2 balls of the 19th over bowled. 148 for 5 the score. Nagamutu the bowler. And that's a very clever little stroke. It's a couple more for Dinesh Ramde, who's moved to 17 in just 7 balls. 150 is up for Trinidad and Tobago. Some real energy has come to this innings. The crowd have been quite calm and based and quite happy with the way things were going until about 10 balls ago. And there's a screaming square drive. What a delight to watch.
Oh, this is a shot of pure class. Right up there, he waited for it. Just opened the face right out of the middle. That's a beautiful shot.
With Lawrence Rowe, that's very good. He might have whistled when he played it.
Well, the experience of the older Guyanese bowlers, McGarrell and Nagamutu, not paying off. Trinidad are in happy country now. They're up to that score that they were looking for. 1 over to go. Guyana with an uphill struggle.
They probably are. If you'd asked them at the start of the innings what they'd have settled for, they'd have probably said 160. They'd have liked 175 in a perfect world. Then when they saw the pitch probably not come on the back like they hoped, and given the start they got, they'd have settled for 140. Given that's been something that they've been able to defend throughout the tournament. So as far as they're concerned, Trinidad and Tobago, they're ahead of par. It's their captain that's led the way. He's on strike, Darren Ganga faces Neil McGarrell, and he wants more. He wants more down the ground and over the top.
Well, he could have had a better tournament with the bat by his own standards, Darren Ganga, but tactically he's had a very good tournament. He's led Trinidad and Tobago well. That's all timing.
Jeez, never mind Lawrence Rowe, that was you. Hey? Making it look easy just to clip it off his toes. What a talent.
Well, he's an excellent timer of the ball, Dinesh Ramde. Doesn't seem to exert a lot of effort.
And now we have to say a biggie. You can't bowl full tosses at a gentle pace at this stage of a 2020 game of cricket for $1 million. You just can't.
Well, they've lost it completely, Guyana. Last over, and there's a gift. The shot before was a good shot. This was just a gift. Full toss, all the time in the world to aim for the pool.
He's almost freezing on it, Neil McGarrell, you know, he can barely let it go. Such is the tension out there, such is the knowledge of the fact that he might just have given the game away with that 1 over costing 22. He's struggling to let it go. This is called pressure in top level sport. Oh, and there's the one.
And this over is pretty expensive as well, 14 so far. Looking a bit dispirited, Neil McGarrell. Well, it was worth a try. And the Ghost turning for a second one.
Yeah, typical thinking by Darren Gang. He worked out that he couldn't face another ball anyway, assuming that no ball was involved. And that if the throw was poor, he'd steal a run. I think they got a run anyway off the first one. Run fairly, and so he just thinks, right, there's no problem in me making the sacrifice. Fabulous innings, 47, 34 balls faced, not just a captain's knock, but who knows, maybe a tournament winning.
It's one delivery to go, 171 for 6, Trinidad and Tobago.
There's a way to finish the innings. Lovely straight drive for 4. Dinesh Randin has played one of the great cameos here. He's made 38 in 14 balls. Repeat, 38 in 14 balls with 4 fours and 2 sixes, and he might just have stolen the game. He came in to support his captain. He's a wonderful young talent, and it impressed everybody. That's a fantastic innings. Oh, dude, what a good young cricketer.
He certainly is, and very confident young man, backs himself all the time. He's really come to the party tonight and delivered 38 in 14. Along with his captain, Trinidad and Tobago could very well put this game out of Guyana's reach.
Here's Mike Hazeman for us.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. I've got Dinesh Randin alongside me. Dinesh, well played. You look like you're really enjoying that.
Yeah, thanks very much. The team did someone to step on there. I think I went out there and Darren Gang and said, just put on the accelerator and just hit the ball and look for maximum.
And you were feeding off him beautifully as well, because he played superbly.
Yeah, definitely. I was just picking the singles, and now he went down. I just had to continue.
Right, what's the total like? Do you think it's enough?
Yeah, definitely. I think 160, but we got a couple rounds extra, so we go down. I think we can defend now. We have great bowling on our team.
Okay, now you're going to have the best view in the house later on this afternoon as keeper. But tell us a bit about the track. Was it stopping a little bit?
Yeah, just a bit. If you bowl back up a leg, the ball is turning a bit, so bowlers just have to assess the situation and go there and do the job for us.
What about the rain breaks? Did they interfere at all?
Just a bit, but at the end of the day, you know, we're professional players and we go there and have to execute properly.
And is there any one player, I think I know the answer, any one player you're worried about with Guyana?
Not really, all the players are good players, just have to go there and put the ball in the right areas, and cricket is a ball, bat and ball, and who could buckle under the pressure.
Okay, alright, so you think it's enough? I know you want to join your teammates, thanks for your time and well played.
Yeah, definitely, thanks a lot.
Okay.
Oh, that was a high-class innings. So there's the card, 32 for William Perkins, 47 Darren Ganga, ran himself out at the end, unselfishly, and delightful cameo, 38 made by Dinesh Randin, to go with all the others, rather smaller contributions, but worthy too, 175 for 6, 17 extras there, a few wides bowled by Cush early on, Crandon early on, who picked up important wickets. He had 2 for 25. The honour ride 2 for 36. 1 for 47, Neil McGarrell, but really lived to regret that over cost 22 that announcement over that he bowled. So, Guyana need 176 runs, not just to win a game of cricket, but to pocket $1 million. We'll take a short break and see you back here in a moment.
Stop acting blind. Are you ready? For cricket and night time. It's time to party. And have a good time. Everyone in the world have cricket on their mind. It's 2020. Stop acting blind. Are you ready? For cricket and night time. It's time to party. And have a good time. Everyone in the world have cricket on their mind. It's 2020.
All 3 matches in England play the same day, the 2 semi-finals and the final. So no ball, so it's going to be a free hit. No ball from Dillon, not a good start for him.
No,
so a free hit now.
They're a crime, aren't they? Just coming to that trend comparison, the pitch, Trent Bridge, is a featherbed for batting, whereas here we've seen the ball stay in the surface a bit, and it just doesn't look to me as if it's easy to force the pace until you get in. It looks like you've got to get in, you know?
Now, free hit means that only through a run out can the batsman be dismissed. He can smash the ball anywhere. If he's caught, he won't be out. And the slow ball from Dillon ensures that the free hit costs him nothing. The no ball cost him 2. We actually saw in the semi-final a free hit caught off the sky, and the batsman ran 2.
It's a fantastic bit of bowling, cutting his fingers across it as if it's a leg cutter, rather than either the off break or the knuckle ball we see used. There are so many different types of slower ball these days, but from big Mervyn Dillon to come screaming in and bowl that, very clever.
How far will this go? The outfield's fast, it's skinny, they've had some rain, it's 4.
It'll also dampen the ball a bit. Make it too easy to grip, I wouldn't think.
Just too short, giving Dowling the opportunity for the pull shot. Didn't quite get hold of it as he wanted, but nevertheless enough of the bat onto it to get the first boundary of the innings. Dowling's done pretty well. Very experienced cricketer, Travis Dowling. Stalwart in the Guyana middle order in the first class game.
Yes, there's quite a contrast to the two opening pairs this evening, with Travis Dowling and Lennox Cush. They're 29 and 31 respectively, and William Perkins and Mario Belkin, who opened the batting for Trinidad and Tobago, both 19-year-olds. Great range of ages in this competition. 19 regional teams from all over the Caribbean brought a real sparkle, a real calypso feel back to the game of cricket.
That brush on the way through, it must have just brushed the pad on the way through, saved the wide call against Dillon. Good take by Ramdin down the leg side. Ramdin, who contributed very significantly here, it just brushed the pad on the way through. Trinidad and Tobago may be encouraged by the fact that I referred to the 2020 matches in England yesterday. All the teams scoring over 171. That'll be painful. Ends the over. The first one has brought 7 to Guyana off the first over.
Good pace from Mervyn Dillon, getting it up at 86 mph. Nobody knows more about the pace than that man. That was just an inch or two away from being serious.
Delayed reaction on the part of Lennox Cush here. Stands up. No, he doesn't want to show it, but he has to. Well, the pain, that is.
Everybody on the ground thinks it's funny except you. Don't they? That's typical of the atmosphere here this evening. It's been a party feel. We've had these squalls of bad weather, and they haven't disturbed the atmosphere or the spirit of the occasion at all. Wonderful. Full house in. The game long sold out. Very hard to get tickets.
A big target for Guyana. Having to get 176 to win. Just going back on those scores in the matches yesterday, 2020 finals. Leicestershire, the first match, 173 for 4. They beat Essex. Nottinghamshire 176 for 6. They beat Surrey. Leicestershire in the final 177 for 2, beat Notts by 4 runs. So statistics which will encourage Trinidad and Tobago. They've got 175 for 6 in their innings.
I think as 2020 has evolved in the last couple of years, the batting has improved in its ambition and invention, and scores have got higher.
Now this fellow Badri, who is on now, quick leggy. Darren Ganga referred to him as their Anil Kumble. Has had a wonderful tournament. 3 for 6 in the first match from 3 overs and 5 balls, and 1 for 11 from 2 overs, and then 2 for 14 from 3 overs the other evening. Done a very good job. He just skids onto you. No attempt to just put any sort of spin in the ball. Just bowls wicket to wicket.
Yeah, like Kumble, a lot of it's overspin, and he keeps it very simple. Look at the spray coming up as the fielder slides. It's an idea of just how damp it is out there. Darren Ganga does the chasing. It'll be interesting to have a word with him in a minute and just to find out how wet it is out there.
You can see how wet it is just from that slide. Top edge, and it's the shortest boundary down there and goes for 4. The Badri's got a lot of wickets and batsmen playing across the line, and the ball skidding onto him. This time it takes the top edge.
Well, he swung himself off his feet just in an effort to hit it over the stand. Good hit. Really good shot off a ball that didn't bounce. He's picked it up off shin high. It's an impressive strike from Travis Dowling. I don't know if I'm Darren. Oh, he's not happy. This is not the time to be talking to Darren Ganga. It is the time to be watching the replay of that superb pull stroke.
Yeah, in fact, Mark Nicholas did ask for the earphone of Darren Ganga to be activated so he could chat with him, but I think he had second thoughts, and you could tell why.
Well, after this ball, we'll have a word.
Yeah, it hasn't gone for 4. You can go ahead now.
Darren, that wasn't the time to interrupt you. Just a quick question on how wet the ball is.
Yeah, it's a little bit wet. The old field is very damp. So,
I mean, is it hard? Is it hard for the guys to hold the ball?
Well, not exactly. I think it's hard to run around too because it's difficult to stop, and if the spikes are not long enough.
Right. Thanks. I'll leave you.
Third man to his left, 1 bounce. Good start here for Guyana. Their supporters are animated because they've got 23 on the board from just 2 overs and 2 balls.
Such a strong Guyanese presence here in Antigua, and it feels like all of them are in the ground this evening. Overwhelming support for the side that's played so well.
That's close and out. Merv Dillon strikes with Guyana off to a flying start and now pulled back with the wicket, leg before wicket. Clancy Mack very quickly giving the decision. Kush has to go. Guyana 23 for 1.
Well, it's a supreme example of fast bowling because he gets the length right. He hits the seam and it nips back into Kush, but that is a lovely length. Very hard to get forward to. Enough pace to force the man back and to trap him in front of all 3. Even Hawkeye has to agree with that. Hawkeye suggesting he would have just clipped the top of the stumps, but there's no umpire wouldn't give that out. Big Merv Dillon gets the first strike for Trinidad, and what a strike it is too. That'll lift morale.
New batsman is Houston Crandon, who virtually won the match against Jamaica, that crucial match between the 2 powerhouses of West Indies cricket, 2 of the powerhouses, Guyana and Jamaica. He made 71 from 39 deliveries in that game. And if he has to deal with bowling like that, he won't make it again tonight. He replaces Lennox Cush, who was leg before. A good one from Merv Dillon.
This is the kind of cricket that the West Indian selectors craved for years from Mervyn Dillon. Good pace, a lovely length, and just enough movement to ask a batsman a question every ball.
He's aggressive here. He's fired up, Dillon. This is what Darren Ganga was talking about in our interview before the match.
Yeah, I think it makes sense for Ghana to try to mix it up with a left and right hander at the crease. I think that is good thinking. And given Crandon's form, Dowling is in good nick. But this is altogether a different thing. A slip in place too.
Gone! He hit it straight to square leg. Babwa takes the catch. The Trinidadians are jumping on and off the field. It's 23 for 2. Dillon has struck twice in the same over.
Merv Dillon has made it down to one of the boundary edges almost in his celebrations, and all of the Trinidad boys have gone with him. It's a sharp catch this. You're unsighted for a time, and it's just that awkward height. You can go with your fingers pointed to the sky, or you can take it in the orthodox fashion. But Babwa does the business. Crandon has gone for no score, just 3 balls at the crease, 23 for 2, and the thing is turned on its head in a flash.
Now, here comes the decisive batsman in the Ghana team, you feel. Two wickets in the same over from Merv Dillon, and here is the key batsman for Guyana, the captain Ramdana Shawan, the West Indies player, not too long ago ranked #1 in the world for 50 overs in innings cricket. Dowling responds to the fall of those 2 wickets with a powerful drive that almost decapitated extra cover.
Big class shot that was. So that's Dowling's idea of just hanging on in there for a moment. Seen a lot of half volleys, but we had a retreating fielder just through the sheer power of the stroke. Lovely fielding, and here's Mike Hazeman.
I've just grabbed the coach, Albert Smith, alongside me. Coach, it's all about tactics, isn't it, at the moment? You've got the Duckworth-Lewis in the pocket, you've got the rain maybe coming in, losing 2 quick wickets. That didn't help your cause, but symptomatic of having to play shots at the same time.
Yes, of course, we still have to look at the Duckworth-Lewis in case of the weather. But I'm confident that probably the weather may hold out, and once we bat, the guys are sensible enough, we're going to get a target. We just got to keep wicket in hands now. We can't afford to lose any wickets too early. But I think we'll recover from this position.
Okay, so you got the Duckworth-Lewis in your hand, and you're ready to run it out there should Ramresh, who obviously experiences this.
Yeah, he's got the information before he went in there, so he knows exactly what's going on.
Okay, so you remember to add 1?
Yeah, we look at the 1 extra because, that's just a par sheet.
Okay, all right. I won't keep it too long. I know it's very intense at the moment. Thanks for your time, and let's hope there's no rain.
Okay, we're looking forward to that.
Okay, thank
you. Thanks.
Badger just dropping on a length here now after that initial half volley. He's proved more expensive than he has done in any of the previous matches. In his second over he's conceded 16, but Merv Dillon has made the strikes at the opposite end. Ends the over, 5 off it, 4 gone, 28 for 2. They need 176 to win the match.
Now that man there, Darren Ganga, not Merv Dillon, Darren Ganga played a well thought out innings, and Ramresh Sarwan needs to do the same here. Either he or Travis Dowling has got to play the kind of anchor role. Now that it's a bit of a contradiction in terms in a 2020 game because no one's really anchoring such a short innings, but somebody's got to ensure that the others can play around him. Sarwan has the class to do it. This isn't wham bam thank you man straight away. This is a 20 over game where we've only had 4 of them.
Yeah, it's a big innings for Sarwan because he really has been disappointing in the tournament so far. He's got out to some very loose shots. He got 22 in the opening match against Montserrat, and then was out for 1 off 2 deliveries against Jamaica. A terrible shot, just pulling away to the leg side, trying to hammer it through the offside and edge it to the keeper, and then against Grenada out for 8. So he really hasn't done what the Guyanese supporters here were expecting from him. He's got such a good record in limited overs in the one-day internationals. Typical of Ramnaresh Sarwan, just running the ball down the third man, no bother for him.
Isn't it interesting how the best players can score off good balls? A lot of less gifted players mightn't have found a way to get a single off a perfectly pitched length on off stump. Not Sarwan. So that's fine. He's up and running, and now Dowling is on strike. A wide slip in place, Kieran Pollard, and a short extra cover.
There's a problem with this pitch. We've spoken about it this evening. That kept down a little bit low. Then we had one which took Kush. Well, I'm looking for the word, the correct geographical location, if that's correct, but it hit him somewhere in the groin anyhow, somewhere in that area, and floored him and tested his protector.
All your years doing this job and you still haven't got a phrase for that.
Hooked away, very well hooked. I know exactly where that went. That went to square leg over the boundary.
It's the first, probably, you'd have to say, poor ball that Mervyn Dillon's bowled. He's probably testing someone. He's probably thinking to himself, early on in the innings, maybe let me straight up in the air. Maybe it's the gamble that's worth taking. But it's a signal that Sarwan means business. Very crisply struck.
I think Merv Dillon might know that Ramnaresh Sarwan has been out to the hook shot 13 times in Test cricket. Had that in the back of his mind. Sarwan was ready for it.
Yeah, the difference is there's nobody back. You can only have 2 fielders outside the inner circle, and they're down at long leg and third man. The guy behind square on the leg side is, I should think 10 yards behind square, and then there's a big gap all the way around and mid-on.
Dillon's on song tonight. 35 for 2 after 5 overs. So there's what they're playing for this evening. $1 million to the winners, and then $200,000 goes to the cricket board of the winning team for development purposes. The runners-up receive $500,000. Their cricket board gets 100,000, and then the man of the match this evening gets 100,000, and the player of the match will receive 25,000. Player of the match, of course, for an exciting moment in the match, a decisive moment. We're the commentators, and we have to make that decision. Talking about commentators, we have a change. Mark Nicholas will have Ian Bishop with him now.
Slightly tense, Ian Bishop too. Turned out in red today in honour of the boys. 36 for 2 from 5 overs and 1 ball in a match that is very hard to pick. Favourites with the runs on the board are Trinidad and Tobago, but there's real class at the wicket. Samuel Badri operating with a slip and a short extra cover as his 2 obligatory close fielders. Even the crowd didn't get excited about that. Bish, how are you picking it?
Trinidad and Tobago will be relatively pleased with the position that they are in at the moment. It's 37 for 2. They picked up 2 early wickets, yet Guyana bat deep. They bat down to number 10.
Oh, yes,
to make a decision now for anyone, you'd have to be a brave man, because I still think these 2 teams are good enough. Guyana bat deep enough. Trinidad and Tobago as well have depth in their bowling to say that one team or the other is going to win from here on cricketing logic.
Oh, yes, Sammy, yes.
Travis Dowling has mainly played the ball on its merit. We haven't seen any swipes across the line from him. Oh, now, how about that? You know, Desi Haynes said before play to a group of mates he was chatting to, where's the late cut gone? It's where it is. It's in Dowling's armoury.
The execution of this shot, the balance of it, he moves his body close to the line, bends the knees, and uses a delicate touch.
Well, Kieran Pollard into the attack straight away, but not for the first time. Darren Ganga surprising us with a move. In the semi-final, he moved Pollard up to number 3, and that was rewarded with a breathtaking 80-odd he made. Now, he hasn't done the business with the bat, so maybe Ganga sees him as having the temperament for the big occasion. He's got him into the attack early. Given the other bowlers at his disposal, I think this is a surprising move. But he has very clever changes of pace. 6 overs have gone now, so the field can spread. You only have to have 4 in the inner ring. You're allowed the rest of them wherever you like them. And it'll be Ramnaresh Sarwan on strike. He's going to run a ball. Target, remember, to win this, another 135 in 84 balls. That's a rate of nearly 10 and over. Just kind of simmering amongst the crowd. They're not boiling as they were a little earlier when wickets were falling or the onslaught took place at the end of the innings. Oh dear me, how Neil McGarrell may come to regret the 22 that were taken off his penultimate over.